Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. If this is your first time joining my stream, my name is Mike, and this is my channel, MT Paranormal, where I do paranormal investigating, mainly from a research site and some other areas. If you like what you see, I would appreciate it if you would like all the videos and the live streams and subscribe to the channel. Oh, I got some technical difficulties here. If you like what you see, I would appreciate it if you would like all the videos and the live. Hey, Evan, what's up? Redneck Randy, how's it going? It's going good. It's a Thursday. Enjoy my off time here. You know, usually work till about 5. So I think you can see my cat up there on the fridge in the background. And that's Jimmy. Yeah, I just wanted to do a live stream. You know, with my PC down, I'm just using my cell phone right now. So I figured I could try to do as much as I can while, you know, my main source of content is down. Weasel, what's up? How's it going? Happy Thursday. Can you hear me all right then? I guess you probably can, or else you would have told me. Hey, Angie. Angie, you're out Ubering, right? Door dashing? Yeah, I just wanted to, you know, keep interactive. And no, you're not? Okay. And, you know, I had to put on hold the projects I was working on, and I was just about ready to put out another video when my PC crashed on me. I couldn't get it fixed, so I had to send it out. And I'm not sure when I'm going to get it back, but hopefully it won't be too much longer. But I'll kind of give some more time because I know this is short notice for me to let everybody know I was going to do a live stream. So I'll give everybody some time to get here. I think Mr. Weasel, you were there for the live stream, but you caught it right at like the bad time of that live stream when I came back to the mound to a big group of, I think we're college students from the university, somehow roaming back through the park there and over to the mound where I was at, but nobody ever messed with any of my equipment. But they were hanging around, so I kind of had to end the stream a little earlier than I wanted to. But it was actually a pretty good stream though. I mean, even though it ended like that, I was kind of disappointed, but there was some pretty good activity there. And I think I learned something new about maybe a spirit that's there. That was the EVP I heard that said granddaughter in Lakota. And Ramona kind of verified that she said it was grandma. And here I was thinking it was grandpa because it sounded like a male's voice to me when I heard it. But I got that message when I was there, when I was referring to grandpa and that EVP calling for his granddaughter. And then I got the message on my device that said grandmother. And then I realized I made a mistake. And I really think that was grandma saying, hey, it's not grandpa, it's grandma. So I thought that was pretty exciting anyways. But that was kind of interesting because it seems like there's a grandma spirit there. And maybe that EVP was like residual, calling for a granddaughter, but seemed to still interact with my device. So I was kind of curious about that. So I was trying to get a hold of Declan. Maybe next week I can get a hold of him and we can go somewhere together. But he was going to go with me the other night, but he got called into work, so that kind of, you know, kind of messed up the plans. But that's all right. You know, I'm usually doing this by myself, so it was no big deal. Hey, Curtis, how's it going? Happy Thursday. But yeah, I got some new devices. I got a new EMF detector here. This one has a an audible alert. whenever it goes over 4 milligauss. I'll let you hear it. That's going about 10 milligauss right there. But that's what it sounds like. So I thought that was this was a pretty neat addition. That way I could not have to worry about always having to see the EMF detector. That's good, Curtis. It's good. Week's almost over. This way, you know, if something spikes the EMF detector and I don't have my eyes on it, I can know it's going off and I can hear it. So thought that was a great addition. And then I got this. This is a new spotlight. It says it's 140,000 looms. Comes with a tripod that is built in with a handle, or you can use it as a tripod. I use this Tuesday night when I did the live stream. And then there's the mount for the phone. And I kind of got this. This is my extra phone I use for my device when I'm using my main phone. And I've got it taped to the side. Let me turn that off though. Well, I'm not quite sure, Curtis. I'm waiting to get the okay from the Buxton Inn when they're done doing their renovating after their fire, so I can go there. But I mentioned that before. That's probably my my number one place I want to go to right now is there. It's one of the most haunted hotels in the country. Actually, it was I saw a list. It was like number 4 on the list. So I was kind of excited. There's 2 rooms that have a like a huge reputation for different kinds of activity, and I wanted to see about getting a hold of both rooms and probably staying there and checking out both rooms and filming. And if I can go live there, being I'm going to be there all night, I might even go live from there. Hopefully I'll be able to go there before the end of the month. And then Moonville Tunnel is nearby, about an hour from there. So I was going to road trip probably Saturday and then Sunday go to Moonville Tunnel and then back. Moonville Tunnel is another one of Ohio's most haunted places. There's a lot of history there of deaths on the railroad and others who were killed. One notably, can't remember the name off the top of my head, but he was known for like causing trouble, kind of like a local troublemaker that would go to one of the bars there and got into some kind of a scuffle by that bridge or the tunnel, and he got killed and thrown over the side. So they say his spirit's there, and there's the spirit of a child, and there's been notable people who've committed suicide on the tracks there, and there's a pretty long history of deaths right by the tunnel. So I want to go check that out too. But the last couple live streams I did the one from my research site, and that was pretty good. Got a decent amount of activity. And if anybody's seen that, there was some interaction with the cat toys there. Also some odd noises that were coming from around the area. And I was doing something with the viewers, the chat, with asking questions to see if maybe there'd be an EVP or reply on my device. And I was just getting through that when my computer crashed. Tracy Dover was one of the first ones to ask a question, and I didn't pick up anything. But I believe it was Skunk Ape. He asked some questions, and I asked a question, and I kind of heard a couple replies, and they were something else. So I let him hear them, and I'm going to post a video of that when I get it done with all of it. That's about as far as I got through it before I ran into my problem. But there was a really interesting reply to something he said, and when he heard it, I think he was a little bit kind of surprised at some of the language because it had some vulgar language in it. But it's something weird that you probably wouldn't expect somebody to say to you, a spirit to say, that was saying a message, leaving it as an EVP. And then it was a man and a woman, and they both went right after each other. And the woman almost tried to apologize for what the man said. It was so weird. You guys are gonna have to hear that because it was kind of unbelievable. But I let him hear it. Yeah, you should hear what the man said. I don't want to give it away because it was it was it was pretty cool. When I heard it, I was like another one of those exciting moments where you kind of like if you hear EVPs that are really like hard to believe, you just sometimes you can get pretty excited to hear that. And when I heard him say that and I realized that's what he said, I was like, wow, I'm like, I can't believe that. But he didn't seem too happy to be asked questions. That's all I'm going to say. And then the woman had to almost like apologize. Like she kind of came back and was like, go ahead, ask us. It'll be okay. Like right after this guy said something. That was pretty funny. And that's kind of weird too, because of all the EVPs I've gotten down on my research site, I've had many where it's almost like there's a conversation I've got at times, and you can hear a woman's voice and a man's voice. I don't know how many spirits might be around there, but those two have been consistent with EVPs. Sometimes I can't understand what they say, and they don't always end up in my videos because it's weird. There's a lot of things I hear down there, and it sounds like conversations sometimes, like parts of it I can hear, but I can't hear it all. And I don't like to put up EVPs if I can't like kind of give you an idea of what it says because some of them are hard to understand. But I've had more than one, several where you can hear a man and a woman's voice like almost conversating, and sometimes it sounds like they might be talking about me. Sometimes they're just talking, but it's very strange. And that was a really interesting thing when I heard that, and I heard the man's voice and the woman's. I was like, wow. I'm like, I heard them. I bet it's the same ones I heard before. Your ex-wife, she's a Sasquatch and a spirit. She's everywhere, huh? Surprised she's not haunting you the way it sounds. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? I missed anybody? Weasel, Angie. Yeah, Angie, you said you were not running now. You said you're taking a break, huh? But I can't remember who all asked questions when I did that live hunt last week. But I only got maybe 15 minutes into that part of the live stream. So there's still a lot of questions that people ask that I haven't got to really listen to all of it. So hopefully there's more. And knowing that area, I'm sure there is because I get EVPs there constantly. Like whenever I go there, it's like it makes me work when I go there and record because I'm always hearing voices there, native voices, and sometimes they don't sound too happy either. Like the growl. I've had more than one time I've had some kind of a weird growl sound. So that was always a little unnerving when I heard that. But I'm not quite sure necessarily. They say you can't always say for sure what the sounds necessarily mean. It might not be a growl as you would think of like some kind of angry animal. It might be some form of communication that you just don't understand. But I never get any odd feelings there that makes me think I'm in danger. So I don't really worry about it too much. I just kind of listen to it and keep accumulating the different things and try to see if somehow eventually in the future they might come together, might make more sense. But the Hopewell Mound, that was um, that was pretty exciting too. Something, if anybody was there for that live one just the other night, Tuesday night, someone, I guess a spirit of someone kept interacting with the one cat toy that I set, and it was on that memorial like stone on there, and I had it set in a corner, and it kept going like it kept going and going. Someone kept touching it, and that was kind of exciting to see. And I was excited to learn that um, I feel now that I made a mistake before that it was grandma that I heard in that EVP, not grandpa. So that was kind of cool. Gives me a little bit of extra info when I go back there again. It was before That device, I'd say probably the first 20-25 minutes of the stream, I was on the mound, and that's when that activity happened. And just as I was going to the edge of the lake, Lake Pippin, that's right on the border of the mound, um, that's when I got the message about Grandma. Because right before I was going down the mound to go that way, I was talking about how I went. That's where I was at when I heard the EVP, and I was like, and that's it sounded like it was a grandpa talking to his granddaughter, calling her, and I was going to go see if Gaga was going to be there. And that's when I came around the corner to go there, and I got grandmother. And then I think I realized, I think she knew I was talking about her, and she was kind of like, it's not grandpa, it's grandma. That's the way I took it. And I kind of thought, that was pretty cool. And then I went down to the lake. And then when I was at the lake, I heard a lot of voices coming back from the mound, and I saw a flashlight shining around from up on the mound. And that's when I knew, I'm like, there's a bunch of people up there. So then I turned back around and went up there and asked pretty much when it was over, because they were all hanging around for a while. So, I didn't want to keep streaming with a bunch of, there's probably about a dozen people, at least 12, 15 people there. But this college town here, so they actually have the one professor that teaches at Kent State is with the Portage County Historical Society. And I believe they have a class that teaches about history, and they specifically talk about the history, like around the Hopewell Mound. And they took students there sometimes, so they may have even have just heard of it and wanted to go see it. But the one professor had a thing this past Saturday too. I wasn't able to go see it, but he did a meet and greet and talked about a lot of the history and stuff there. And I kind of learned about it too late, and I couldn't go, but that would have been something cool, because I don't know if you know who Tin Man is. That goes with Jack on the cameraman crew. Tin Man talked to him before, and I got a lot of info from Tin Man about the area there, West Branch. And West Branch, there's some things I learned about this area over here that was pretty amazing. Um, Kind of like when I heard that, it makes sense why, like, you see like Jack and the crew, where they go over by there, and the activity they get, and the things I've seen over in West Branch. And I've learned some things, like they said most of that park in that area in West Branch, um, they've proven that it never froze over during the Ice Age. They were investigating there also. No, they weren't. They were just walking around, just checking it out. Um, but I talked to them briefly. I didn't really ask them what they're doing, because I didn't want to feel like I was, being too nosy about what they're doing. I figured they were just out having fun or something. So, I just talked to them a little bit. And that's when I realized this is going to be weird trying to do a live stream now with all these people hanging around. So I ended it. But when I learned that fact, that most of that park there never froze over during the Ice Age, and they've proven that, there's a whole lot of things that kind of like started clicking in my head. Like, wow, I'm like, it's really like an ancient place. And you probably have seen that in some of the videos, like the cameraman does. You see some of the area there, and it's there's something about it, and especially from what I've seen, and if you've seen that one little clip of something that walked when Jack and Trapper were there by that mound. And there's a lot of mounds up there too. And they also said those were Indian burials from the past. Not all of them, but there's a lot of them. So there's a whole lot of unknown, and just, I guess you could say, like, mysterious kind of things. I guess, like, if you take in consideration that who knows what could have survived that never didn't survive anywhere else, because it never froze over. And that's why, when I heard that, I was like, whoa, like that's a whole lot of like next level stuff that you got to consider that could be there. So that was cool. Hey, DA, what's going on? So, I guess I picked a pretty good research site when, as this unraveled. But, for me, it was like soon as I went down there and all the activity, first place I went down there, and I listened to my audio because one of the first things I always knew was listen to EVPs because, I've experienced them and I know that an EVP is a real phenomenon and there's spirits maybe intelligent or residual, and you'll hear them speaking and it'll be on recorded devices, but you won't hear them. So once I started hearing what I was captured, and I heard all the different, like I heard so many different things all like right away, and it just like I was like, wow. I'm like, hey, look, there's Timmy. He loves this chair and he loves destroying it. I don't know how long this chair is going to last me. But yeah, that's why it was almost like a no-brainer, because I would go there, and every time I would go there, I would get 10 plus EVPs, and it was just, to me, it was like mind-boggling. I'm like, wow. I'm like, how are there so many voices from where saying things? And I said I think that's a pretty good place to have a research site, and then to learn something like pretty much all of that area never froze over during the ice age. It really makes you think, and the fact that I saw some kind of a being. Thanks, Curtis. That's Timmy. That's the big brother of my two. Jimmy's the other one, which I haven't checked the poll in a while, but there's a poll that I put up with their nicknames, because I don't know, I always give my cats nicknames like on the regular, and I put up a poll for Timmy and Jimmy with their photos, and you guys could pick which nickname you liked. And Timmy Ten Toes was the top of the list, and I don't think the other one was Horse's Ass that I named him, but I think Timmy Ten Toes is the one that's gonna stick. Come on, don't butt me. Yeah, they're both tuxedos. They're almost identical too. I got them when they were just like 8 weeks old, 10 weeks old. I've had them for about 5 years now. Hey, Arliss, what's going on? See my hat I got on? You like it? Looks like a cat. Even the tail wags. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess I kind of was fortunate, I guess, to have a research site like that. Oh, and the fact that I seen something there, Declan seen it. It was one of the strangest things that I'd ever seen. Probably the strangest. It was a creature of some kind. It wasn't a human. And when you see something like that, if you see that part of the West Branch Witch Part 2 when we seen it, if you see me at that moment after we both saw it and I thought about walking towards it, but I hesitated, that's what scared looks like, because I was scared for a moment, you know, and then I just kind of had to, you know, pull my head out of my rear end for a moment and realize, okay, I did see it, but the get over the like hypnotic stare that I had for that moment. Oh, that's all right, DA. Um, I haven't really planned one. Next week though, I plan on doing something. I'm gonna try to work it out with Declan again. Um, yeah, I got you. I knew what you meant, DA. You can probably hear my son laughing in his room. Um, Either live, or hopefully I'll have my PC back tomorrow and I can finish editing my trailer 39 video, and I'll have that up hopefully next week if I get my PC back tomorrow. Or if I get it back early next week, I might have it finished by the end of next week. But I was really surprised though. I tell you what, I wasn't expecting much. I heard rumors about there's an abandoned trailer, and there's a guy I know who owns it now, and he gave me access, and he told me, because they had to release the information to him when he got it about the people that have died there. And apparently, like I've been here for about 2 years. Yeah, thanks, Arliss. My hat keeps changing shape over here. Um, but he told me, I guess most recently there were two people that died in there, but that it has a history of being abandoned. And years back, there was a big problem here with drugs and things, and they made a big push about a year before I moved in here to clear it out. But that trailer had a history of people getting into it because nobody had owned it for a long time, and people were getting into it, homeless people and other people, and there was things going on, and a lot of people had died, and there was a lot of death there from probably drugs and things like that, from what he told me. So I guess it's no surprise that I was getting a lot of activity, but it kind of surprised me when I went there. And I got something really interesting too. What looked like an actual shadow person that turned when I turned back towards the front of the trailer. It looked like they darted real quick, and it almost looked like they ran through the door. And wait till you guys see that. You'll probably think that's pretty sweet. That was something that surprised me. And then a lot of I think there was a person or a spirit of someone in the corner, and you'll see that because I just had EMF that was there out of nowhere. No electricity. It's just a dead old trailer, and I had EMF, and it was constant in the one corner. And after a short time, I realized, I'm like, this EMF there might be a spirit here. And the replies seemed to be like that. It was pretty cool. That video is going to probably be one of my better ones, I think, when I'm done with it. So I think you guys are going to like that one. That's why I was really disappointed when my PC crashed, because I was so looking forward to getting that video out. There's my hat. You see the top of this chair now? He's wrecked this thing. I might have to get the squirt bottle out to keep him off of it. Just going through the chat here. You guys see my hand in front of the lens. But yeah, I know after a couple live streams, I hadn't actually gone on with the live chat, and I figured I'd do that tonight. Just spend a little bit of time and talking about some of that. Hold on a second. I'm reading what you said here, DA. Are you and Charles neighbors? Please forgive my ignorance. You get a lot of contact, like it's your soul brother. I believe that. Uh, I hope you're kidding about some of that, DA. No, we're not neighbors. We're not. I mean, the distance isn't too far, but we're not neighbors. But yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, that's just a lesson learned about people, for me. But that's all over with, and I'm moving on. And that's I've learned that you see the true colors of someone sometimes, and it's good to just get them out of your life altogether because they're just toxic. And that's why I'm glad I'm done with this ordeal with this title now. So nothing, nobody's trying to hold over my head out of spite. Yeah, I've heard some other things. People have told me some stuff that maybe he said or whatever, but it's whatever. Anybody who knows me, if somebody says something that's seems kind of odd or out of character about me, just ask me, because you guys pretty much know me, and what you see is what you get. I'm not like some people and pretending to be something I'm not, you know, trying to fool people, trying to use people. But you know, you hear anything like that from people saying things, you could just ask me. Most likely, you don't even have to ask me. You know if it's a lie. It's pretty easy to know. And it kind of just makes me laugh now when I hear some things. It just like, it just shows how some people just can't move on. Well, thanks, Arliss. I appreciate it. I guess not too bad for, Generation X person who you know, never really, you know, moved on too much to like get into technology to do anything with video editing. I've never messed with that before. You know, getting into this just kind of like I just dove in and tried to figure out how to do these things. And, you know, the video style, I just kind of, you know, came up with the format that I like and seems to be interesting. And, you know, I just keep going with that as long as people seem to enjoy it. You know, and the way I do my investigating, it's not like I've had training or anything, you know, it's just kind of like instinct for me with my curiosity and, you know, and good guidance, you know, from um, some of my friends like Ramona, you know, and Tim, who have, you know, special gifts that have been helping me from time to time when I need it. You know, Ramona's always there too. She helps me with, you know, she helped me with ways to protect myself. She gave me a lot of advice, and anytime I need, you know, because I know places I go, there's a lot of history with native culture from the past, and a lot of history with, you know, Native Americans, and I want to like I figured if there are some spirits of natives there, um, they might not understand my English, so I'll ask her. You know, she'll help me say phrases and learn how to say some things, and I thought that probably would just help with communicating. And I've had some, you know, you've probably heard them on my video, some EVPs in different native languages. You know, I've had Cree, Lakota, Cherokee, or Apache. It's, you know, that's always interesting. And for me, I just try to, you know, when I hear these in the areas I go, I start looking into ways to say things in those languages because that's kind of like a clue for me that some of the spirits there, this is how they're speaking. So if I can learn some of it, it might help get more interaction. And Ramona's helped me with some of the words. You know, she'll send me some audio clips. So I'll ask her, you know, how do you say this? And she'll send it to me in like 3 or 4 different languages, and I'll try to absorb it all so I can use that. So that's going good, and I trying to expand other than just like my research site and, you know, the Hopewell Mound. But you know, those two places alone are worth revisits over and over. Though I mean, there's just like so many things that go on. The EVPs are really good. Well, thanks again, Arliss. Yeah, even the poltergeist house I went to, that was some really good activity there too. Some good EVPs there, and got an example of like of the poltergeist activity when something was messing with her washing machine. We were sitting on the couch there, and I was talking to her, and you could just hear it. I kind of amplified it a little bit. Thanks, DA. I appreciate it. You know, I've just started to not, like I said, you know, like what you see is what you get with me. I'm not trying to go into this and trying to pretend I'm someone I'm not to get some kind of response, you know. From what I can see, just showing the curiosity and the respect like you would a regular person who's alive to, you know, spirits wherever you're at. They're they'll respond to you and you'll get activity. You don't need to try to provoke or try to make them angry to get activity. And it seems like most people feel like you have to do that. And then the activity you will get is probably going to be negative, you know. And I've already seen, you know, even with just not necessarily negative activity, but just like draining your energy, you know, that right there, they might do that just to be able to communicate, but it can affect you. Like it almost knocked me on my butt. It almost put me down for the count when I was at the old cemetery with Josh. You can ask him about that. You may have even have heard it in the video, but you know, when that drained me, you know, I was seeing stars like I hadn't felt like that in up in last time, maybe when, like I told people, when I did the Marine Corps martial arts program, and we had to put the blood choke on each other, and you had to feel what it was like to get to that point of unconsciousness from it. It was like almost like that. Like it almost knocked me out. And the spirit said hello is all it said, and it used my energy just to say hello, and it almost knocked me out. So imagine if you make it mad. It's like it doesn't take a genius to figure out it could mess with you, or it could even hurt you somehow. My cat's like pushing into my head, and he's about to fall off here if I move. So yeah, I'm just kind of doing it the way I think it should be done. You know, we got 35, 36 minutes. Cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure the short notice and everything, how many people would come into the chat tonight, but I kind of like, without my PC, I feel like I'm isolated from everybody. So trying to make up for, for not being as active with making the content now. Actually, I was gonna do a surprise live hunt tonight. Declan was on board too. He was ready to go tonight because he couldn't make it to the Hopewell Mound because of work, and we had planned to do something tonight, but the weather starting today. Hey, roller woman. I thought I'd probably see you here a little later. But we both knew the rain was probably going to be here, and it's been raining like all day, and it's still raining out there now. So I figured I would just do a live stream from home for something, but we were going to go somewhere tonight, and we got rained out. So, Declan's still wants to do some things. So hopefully next week, if I don't put any videos out, Declan and I will maybe go do a live stream. There's some pretty cool old cemeteries that are kind of nearby, and I was thinking maybe we can go there. Yeah, that one cemetery I went to several months ago, surprisingly had a lot of activity there. I guess surprisingly, it just seems like a cliche cemetery. You're going to have a lot of spirits, and I kind of always thought maybe you probably wouldn't. It'd be the place where you would think you would, but you wouldn't. Oh yeah, it's raining there, Connecticut. Oh yeah, we're getting a lot of rain here, but it's on the border. The temperature's on the border of freezing, but it's raining, so we're probably right around high 30s, maybe in the 40s. I kind of don't like when it gets like this because all it's got to do is drop like 5 degrees, and then the rain just freezes over and you get black ice everywhere. Hey, what's up? OCST? Is that Harold? Yeah, it was just came on to do a live stream. I was gonna do a surprise live hunt tonight with Declan, and we got rained out, so I figured I would just go live for a little bit and maybe talk about the past couple live streams. And I don't know if you've seen them showing off some of the new toys, like the new EMF detector. This one's got the audible alert, so I don't always have to keep my eye on it to know when it spikes. And I know you're being safe, and I enjoy you talking to the spirits, telling them you're a friend. Yep, that's just to me, it's like you're going someplace looking for them to communicate, and where you're at is probably where they've been. So it's like, where they basically, that's their dwelling, where they're at. So it's like you're going to their house, going to their place. you know I wouldn't want to just go there and like act like they don't exist, or try to act like you know some kind of an a-hole just to try to get a response. That's all negative. To me, I've already seen you can get plenty of activity and responses just by communicating. Hey, Biggie, what's up? You know, go there, let them know that that's their place, you know, that you respect their place and you ask that you can be there in peace and spend time. You know, I think they, you know, to me, it seems like they're more curious when you come in asking them, you know, to be a friend, to communicate with you, and you want to know about them. You're not there trying to make demands, telling them you want this, you want that. You're there to see what they'll give you. And to me, it seems like that has worked, you know, that seems to work. Now, I haven't gone to too many places. I'm only speaking of where I've been. Well, hey, Todd Mitchell, what's up? Just listening, cool. Yeah, so that's kind of like just to say my training. That's just more of just how I approach it. It's more of like my nature, my instincts. That's how I approach my investigations. You know, I honestly don't watch very much either. I really don't see what's going on with anything out there with other paranormal channels. Um, I mean, that could be good and bad, but I don't know. I kind of just try to, you know, focus. Jamie Adams, what's up? How's it going? You know, I try to just focus on what I've been doing and how I'm doing it and learning from things that worked and didn't work and building on that. You can all see Timmy. I'm gonna have to get like another chair so he can have this chair and then I can have a chair where I don't have a cat destroying it or always right up here by my head. It's my Timmy hat. It's Timmy Ten Toes. Yeah, there's the Franklin Castle also. Yeah, you like them, Biggie? Yeah, they're both cute. I've had them since they were babies, like 10 or 12 weeks, I think, when I got them. There's the Franklin Castle in Cleveland, which is not too far from me. And I read that they just opened it up because it was closed for a long time. And they just opened it back up and they're taking reservations for 3 or 4 different rooms. And I was reading about the history, the person who made it. There's a lot of spirit activity of him, his wife, his daughter, um, and I think the grandma or the mother of the guy who built it. So yeah, Timmy Ten Toes. That's his new nickname, Angie, that everybody voted on so far. Cool guy. What's up, cool guy? The flu and tonsillitis. Holy crap. Well, I hope you feel better because I've had both. I don't know if I've ever had both at the same time, but I had my tonsils out probably about 20 years ago. And I was late getting them out then. I should have had them out when I was really young because mine have always been bad. Yeah, there's a poll on the YouTube channel, Angie. I have photos of Timmy and Jimmy and the nicknames. Second account, I forgot I'm logged in. Cool guy. Are you with WTCW? Are you one of the letters? Oh, it's William. Okay, which William? William number one? The first or last William? The leader. Okay, the leader William. All right. You know what? I didn't even know you were under cool guy. That's I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. Your friend William. William. Yeah, the other one's over here. He's staying away from the camera right now. He's usually, if you've watched some of the other videos, Jimmy here, there he is. There's Rat Zass. That's the nickname everybody voted on that was my favorite one for him. You can see why. He had something happen. I don't know. He started losing his hair on his, just like from his shoulders back to his rear end and half of his tail. It's like his tail didn't grow back. Pants, like, yeah. I call him Jimmy No Pants sometimes. Rat's ass. Well, no, it's my, trust me, it's my gain. My gain that I'm no longer associated with them. Rat Cat. Yeah, I do call him Rat Cat a lot too. Jimmy Rat Cat. But yeah, it's more my gain because there was so much negativity building up, and then it just got so ugly because I didn't want to keep doing it. And then I started realizing, people's true colors at that point and how disgusting people can be. So that was such a good thing, honestly, that I figured that out before I spent more time there. Much better doing it my way, which I kind of did it my way from the start, but you know, I was kind of, you know, not necessarily doing what I wanted to do, but so it's been all good since I left. Yep. Yeah, Biggie, you did. Was that something different? Remember the video with the that clip from the end of his one stream? I just made $75 when he thought his stream was off. Yeah, thought that was a pretty funny clip. I'll have to see it, Biggie. You're gonna have to send it to me. This video you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, William. Yeah, we were talking about that other channel that I used to do content with. Yeah, I mean, they're doing their own thing, whatever. I'm not, I'm like, I laugh a lot when I hear some of the things that are said. It just makes me laugh now, and I know anybody who knows me that's been watching me knows when you hear something come out of anybody else's mouth from another channel, especially that one that BS when you hear it. And if there's ever anything if you ever have a question about something, if somebody says something, just go to the Facebook group chat or message me, or anybody could even call me. I don't care. There's a lot of people that have my number. Anybody's always, you know, you can call me or you can email me. It's Mike Torn 121276 at Gmail. You can email me there. Franklin Castle was another option I just learned about, and I was going to look into that, but I kind of got my sights set on this um, Buxton Inn right now, so hopefully that'll happen. Just got to save up a little bit more, and then I'll make that trip. Here's little Jimmy, Rat Cat. This is I call him the guardian, and Timmy's the healer. That's their other little nicknames. Now he's getting down on my lap here. He wants to lay down. Oh yeah, I don't know. I did a video on that, Biggie. I don't know if you've seen it. Um, yeah, yeah, I got the title. Um, I mean, it came down to Mel. I just call her Mel. The title wasn't her name, and I I had all my receipts that she signed for him for all the payments I made to pay the agreed upon price for this place, and then not getting this title, which there was a person, you probably know who it is, that was in the middle of all this, that for some reason decided that he was going to try not to get me this title. So that was all the drama about, because I got kind of upset that they're not going to uphold their end, and then they're going to try to tell me I'm going to get evicted after they took the money from me to buy this place. So I just went to a cousin of mine as an attorney, got everything ready to go to to take it to court, And then once I informed, Mel that I didn't want to do this because it unfortunately was in her name, then things turned around and, Mel went ahead and got me the title and signed it, sent it to me, notarized it, and it's done. And I did a video on that. Um, and I showed the title and everything, and updated everybody. So yeah, Biggie, if you want to see that, that's there. So that's all done. So now that little thing that was keeping me tied to someone that I didn't want to be associated with is over with. Now they're just out. Don't have to worry about any more BS. Yeah, Biggie, that's WTCW. That's William. There's a link on my channel for featured channels. Yours is there. Josh is there. WTCW's there, and of course the cameraman and crew's there. And I added a couple new ones too. Yeah, yeah, it worked out. But I give credit to Mel though, because it was all her. She's the reason why it happened. If it was up to the other guy, you know, he wasn't going to do it. But when it came down to a legal matter, it was her against me, and I didn't want to put her through that, and obviously she didn't want to go through that, and she got it done. So I give her the props to do that, to have got that done, because it wasn't easy for her. I know that for sure, but it did. But also on my channel, I added a couple new channels for the featured list. One of them is my youngest son. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it, Biggie. Yeah, my youngest son has a YouTube channel. So if you know anybody that likes gaming, younger kids like Roblox, or anybody that likes Roblox games, he posts tutorial videos and things like that for some Roblox games. The link's on there for his channel. And then there's a girl that I seen. It was Spooky Baby. Was the Spooky Baby 6, but there's a link there for it. And her name's Haley, I believe. Yeah, Haley. And she's got a haunted doll, and she takes the haunted doll with her to places she goes. But she's got like streaming for games and paranormal, and she just separated them. And the link is to her new channel, and she's going to be posting her content there. But I posted it because it was kind of interesting, and I liked watching it with her Lady Alexandria, I think's her name, for her doll. And that was pretty cool channel too. But I added that one on there. So there's some other channels on there if anybody wants to check them out. But my son's channel is pretty funny. What did I miss? Did I miss anybody coming in? No, cool guy. He's the ghost hunter like Mike. Yeah, that plantation you went to looked pretty cool, man. I would like to go there sometime if I ever come down to Virginia. Yeah, the Ferry Plantation. You had to spend almost 300 to stay there. Yep, the places I've looked at, it's the same thing too. Um, like the what is it? Hillview Manor. That's a place that I've had a lot of interest in, and it's in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. It's not too far from me. That's a place that's had, I think, every big name ghost hunting channel there. And I looked that place up because I always thought that would be sweet to go to. And it's like if to get 4 hours for a private session. Last I checked, it was like $450 for 4 hours. Plus, you get a tour. And then, if you want the rights to edit the video film that you take, because if you don't pay for that separate, you actually cannot edit and make videos out of whatever you film. So you have to pay an extra amount, which I don't know how much it is. It's not listed. So you got to pay the $450 for the 4 hours, and then you'll have to pay for the rights to be able to edit the video and make your own content from it. So that could be pretty expensive for 4 hours of investigating, but that place is infamous. And that's another place that if I get the extra cash eventually for something like that, that would really be a good place to go. Going places like that will help. I think would spread a little bit of spread my channel name around a little further when I can go to some places that are pretty notable, that most people know of, and they'll be interested in it just by the name. My cat's here, like sleeping. He looks cute. Yeah, so here I am doing a stream now from my mobile phone because my PC is in the shop, and I feel like I'm like missing an arm because my PC's not here right now. It gets such a weird feeling. It's almost like I can't relax, like I'm anxious because I don't have my computer. Can't believe it's gotten to that, huh? But yeah, I don't know, Biggie, if you've seen it. I got a new EMF detector. This one, it's just, this one I was excited about because it's an audible one. If it ever spikes, it has an alert that you'll hear. And I finally got a good old spotlight for live streams too, with the mount for the phone. And then this is my taped extra device, custom tape job to the side. So I can keep everything in one. But there's some other devices. Of course, there's always devices to get. An SLS. Oh, I'd love to get an SLS. Those are great. I've been looking around and it seems like they're somewhat affordable, not too bad. So I don't know when that would happen, but that would be something I'd really like to get. And then there's a capture card setup for my iPhone. That's something else I've got on my site, so I can actually live stream, and the video would be captured from my camera. So everybody on the live stream would see what my camera sees, and that could be in the IR mode or regular. And that's really cool too. So it's like hard to decide what I want to get when I get some extra cash. Do I want to go with the capture device, or do I want to go with an SLS camera? Do I want to put that money towards going to Hillview Manor? And there's a whole lot of money involved, but I'll come up with something. But all of them are good, so I don't think I go wrong either way. Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody in here? He's still there, roller woman? If you 6 cameras are pretty expensive. Or SLS cameras are pretty expensive, yeah. A little hack, yeah, you can use the 360 Connect. Yep. I've heard some things though that they don't make those anymore. I'm not sure why, if that's true or not, but I've had people tell me that. But then there's like these, hey, roller woman, I'm glad you're still hanging in there. Um, yeah, I've been on eBay and it seems like there's some pretty reliable SLS camera. Hey, Jamie, you leaving? All right. Working late, or are you on a different time zone? Because I'm on Eastern time zone. It's what, probably about 9:30 now. But I'll see you later. Um, yeah, they're right around 350, $400, and they seem like they're legit. Um, some of them have the tablet with them. Some don't. They're a little bit cheaper without a tablet, but they're right around 350, 400 or more. Because I originally thought they were like thousands of dollars, but then it seems like um, people have found ways to produce some of the components, and a lot of people are making them, so the prices seem to drop. Because I remember before they were like $1,500, $1,200. Oh yeah, those are great. I mean, to me, how great would it be to add on to the evidence? You see a device go off, and then you look at it with your SLS camera, and then you might see the shape of some person or an apparition or something there to back up that a spirit touching it when you could see them. Third shift, South Carolina. Okay. South Carolina. Wow, I haven't been there since 1997 when I went to basic training down at Paris Island. Sand fleas, gotta love them. But the SLS camera, yeah, yep. I mean, that's just like such good evidence to see. Anytime, I've got a lot of interaction on my devices where I go, I just would like to add that in. So now when the REM pod goes off or one of the cat toys goes off, I go right to the SLS and take a look there. And then, if it's being activated, and I've seen that on some other channels where the device will be activated and they'll look at it with the SLS and you'll see a stick person, a person there with touching the device. And you're like, whoa, extra evidence like that is pretty compelling. That would be really cool to have. So many things, but I got to kind of take it a little bite at a time. Have you ever thought of something? I'm reading Roller Woman's. Have you ever thought of something or a name and heard a spirit repeat it, like telepathy? I've never purposely tried that. I'm trying to think if something like that ever happened and I just didn't think of it that way. I'll have to think about that one. I mean, it's possible. I just might not have thought that they knew what I was thinking. It might be going low. Does it sound okay right now? Does the audio sound all right? Anybody, if you can hear me? If you let me know if the audio sounds good still. Let me see if this is okay. Yeah, it looks like it's still on. Anybody, could you let me know that you can hear me? Just so I know. Okay. Seems a bit muffled. It might be getting low on the battery. If it does, I'll just unplug it and use the camera's mic. Let me try that. How about now? Is that all right? I'll turn this Landolier mic off. It might be getting low on the battery. Okay, I'll just use the camera mic for now then. But we're going over an hour, so I won't keep everybody up too late. But I was just touching base with everyone. Like I said, now my PC's down. I wanted to try to keep in touch, keep some content. I'm kind of substituting with the live videos until I can get my PC back. I don't have a problem with the live videos. Thanks, Roller Woman. My battery was probably dying in that mic. That's probably why. I don't mind doing live videos, but 2 times now I've run into that problem, being someplace where people have showed up just out of the blue like that. Like that caught me off guard at the Hopewell Mound with 12, 15 people out of the blue at night come through there and wanted to go hang out by the mound where I was. That was kind of odd. And that happened at Helltown before. I don't know if there wasn't too many people that were there when I did the live stream at the slaughterhouse. I meant to do like a decently long stream there, and this was months ago. When's your next live with Jack and Trap? I don't have anything planned, but last time I talked to him, which wasn't that long ago, he asked me, he's like, oh, you ready to come out again? And I told him, I was like, yeah. So we'll see. It's kind of like, usually you keep your content separate, you keep what you do. If you have multiple kind of directions your channel might go, you try to steer them onto their own channels.
So, you know, I know he probably doesn't want to mix too much of like having paranormal guys with him all the time. So, you know, I just every once in a while, if it gives me the chance to go, you know, he's asked to come with me too. So you might see him come out with me sometime. So I haven't actually asked him about that in a while, but we've talked about that before too. So, but I'm sure either way you'll see me with him and Trap, or maybe you'll see him with me sometime. Because, you know, one of the areas he goes to is in the same, right nearby where I go. You know, that's we've been sharing a lot of info with experiences and things. But I don't know if anybody had joined after I talked about that before, but that was something that I learned. Tin Man talked to me about some information that a good night. All right, DA, good night. Thanks for stopping in, checking me out. Oh yeah, like if Jack came along just for like you know, a live stream at like any of the areas I go to, that'd be really cool. Or even if we just go and film and he just comes with me, that would be cool. We haven't ever said anything really, you know, we haven't made a plan yet. But um, I was um, I was saying, um, oh, with Tin Man told me the one professor that's part of the Portage County Historical Society. He talked to him for a while and got information about the area at West Branch, and had learned that they had proven that most of that area didn't freeze over during the Ice Age. And when I learned that, and when he learned that and he told me that, I was like, whoa. I'm like, that's, you know, if you think about the things that led up to the Ice Age that died, which was a lot from that, and then you think about an area that didn't freeze over, whatever could have been there all those years ago could have survived still. And then you see the stuff that happens like when he's there and the things that I've seen, and you realize that that kind of makes sense. There's probably some things around there that you won't find anywhere else because of that one fact. And that was really interesting when I heard that. And I'd like to talk to this professor because there's a lot of stuff that sounds like he could help me, you know, just some information I could get from him about that area. But that was an interesting fact that I thought was pretty significant. I can make sure I didn't miss anything that anybody said. When's your next live, Biggie? When are you going live again? If you're still there? I can't remember which live I watched. I can't remember the name of the live I watched the last time I watched one. I don't remember what the name was, but it was I think it was when I was on the way back when I was visiting Josh. I was watching one of your live streams when I was driving back. But I can't remember where you were at. Are you still there, Biggie? I just want to make sure I'm not talking to your ghost. I think I damaged my phone here. Something on my screen, I can't get it off there. Okay, well, Biggie may have gone. I didn't realize it. Okay, there he is. Hey, all right. You know when you're going live again, Biggie? Yep, you're there. He's gonna do you have an idea or a plan when you're going live next? If not, I'll watch for you so I could check out your next live stream. I'll have to travel down to Virginia sometime and hang out with the WTCW guys. We could do a collaboration somewhere. Yeah, when the weather clears. Yeah, that's like tonight. I planned on doing a ghost hunt tonight, actually. Declan was free. Friday? Tomorrow? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna do a live hunt tonight, but we got rain all day, so you know, that was dependent though. I talked to Declan and we both were like, well, if it's not gonna be too bad and rainy, then we'll do it, since he couldn't make it Tuesday, but didn't go through because of the rain. Actually, I just realized my son's getting ready for work, and I'm gonna take him to work here. So we've been going for a little over an hour now, which is cool. I'm glad everybody came, hanging out, chatting, and hopefully I'll have my PC back and I could get that Trailer 39 video up so you could see some pretty cool stuff that happened there. Then I still have all that footage from when I was with Jack weeks ago, when we did that little collaboration where his team, they split and they tried to draw in, or to try to bring in anything towards where I was at to see if we can capture it. I've got all that video and audio to put together for a video, and that'll be the next one after I finish this trailer one. And there goes Anthony. Hey, Anthony.
Hello.
You too, older woman. Hey, John. Which orbs? There's some flying around me. Which orbs are you talking about? You thought they were gas. Which orbs? I'm not sure which orbs you're talking about. Speaking of orbs, though, when this Trailer 39 video comes out, I don't think I've seen so many what I believe are actual orbs. I saw lots of them. There's a lot of cool things that happen in this old abandoned trailer. There's a lot of people who overdosed in it. They've pulled a lot of people out of there because people were living in there for a long time, people dying, overdosing. The guy who took it over got all the information released because they had to give him the details of people who died in there. And that's why he thought I was interested in it and gave me the access to it. And I guess I shouldn't have been surprised, but there's a lot of EVPs too. People's names, talking about different things, different parts of the house. And I'm not sure what you're talking about, John. But I was gonna end the stream for now and probably go live again next week. But I'll keep everybody updated on my situation with the computer, and hopefully I can get the videos I was working on up, and you could see some pretty interesting things. And if you guys wouldn't mind liking the stream, I would appreciate it. You too, John, and everybody. Todd. Yeah, Todd. I was surprised. I don't know if you were here when I kind of spoiled it, but I told everybody I actually got what looks like a shadow figure when I turned back towards the front of the trailer that looks like it runs and it goes right through the door out the side. But it looks like it just ran and it disappeared into the door, like the door to go out. So it looked like it just bolted. And that's a little spoiler for that. That was something really cool. That one of the many cool things I captured there. So I hopefully will have that together next week if I get my PC back. But I'm going to let you guys go. And thanks for coming in, and hit the like button if you wouldn't mind. I would appreciate it. And good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me.